Hello everybody, ThePrideBattler here, and I've got an NU match for you against a guy who went on the chat by name of Pride, but his YouTube username is like letters and a bunch of numbers. LJC1797, got it. And anyway, looking at my team here, I've got quite a bit of weakness to fighting, but luckily he doesn't have any strong fighting types, so that's good for me, and let's just get into this battle. Let's get it started. So he leads off with his Choice Scarfed Articuno, and I know it's Choice Scarfed because we had a match before this, and I used a fur and it had Frisk, and so I saw it was a Choice Scarf. And I lead off with my Smeagol to set up those Stealth Rocks, and that's all he has to do. You know, he's got a Sturdy, but of course he has to get frozen on the first turn, so no Stealth Rocks for Smeagol. He really failed me right there. That's pretty much all I wanted him to do. Stealth Rocks and then die. But unfortunately, I'm not going to have any Stealth Rocks up now, and that Articuno is going to live forever. We're going to switch, or he switches, because Ice Beam can't do crap to my Wave Runner, or not my Wave Runner, my Siren. Yeah, I brought my Perish Trapping Lapras again. Sorry, you know, I just wanted to use my Perish Trapper to try and make him shine since I can't really do it with Murkrow. Anyway, we're sending in Golem here, predicting a T-Wave, but he actually predicts that himself, or he just doesn't want to get Perish Trapped, and he switches himself. So, I couldn't break out of the freeze, he kills me with a U-turn, which means I can switch in a counter to whatever he sends in. He ends up sending in his Barbarrel, so I'm thinking, you know, this thing's probably only got like water and normal type attacks, so it can't really hurt Lapras that much. Alright, so I had to go for a block, and it ends up blocking his Kecleon, so that thing is going to get Perish Trapped, and we're going to speed this up because I know you guys don't want to watch me protecting for 3 turns, so yeah, let's just do that right now. Okay, we're all speed up, and on the last turn I switch out. He T-Waves my Miltank because he knows that switch is coming, and that's fine. I sent in Miltank so that she could take the T-Wave and get a Heal Bell off. And he sends in his little Woodchuck. He goes for a substitute. I get paralyzed. Really sucks. And so I'm going to switch out so that he can't set up too much on me. I'm going to switch out to Tropius, who's pretty much like another counter to this guy. I could have switched in Lapras, I guess. Well, actually, no, I couldn't. Because I'm not sure if block works through substitute. And if it did, though, that'd be really nice. He could like Perish Trap the whole team. Anyway, Tropius, letting him set up those curses. I got my own substitute here. This is the Harvest Tropius, so I'm trying to do some trolling of my own here after I got trolled by the Exeggutor that had Harvest. And this Tropius is gonna just Giga Drain and frighten him out and all that. And actually he goes for a quick attack here, and I went for a Whirlwind instead of Giga Drain, which could have worked out. I probably would have done a lot of damage to him, even though I don't think I had any growths up. But anyway, I switched in Mariloot to take this Sludge Bomb because I thought that was the best thing that could take it, and I was right. She does take it very well, even though she doesn't have any special defense investment. And then he's going to send out this Magmortar, and I was really debating what to switch into because I was really fearing a Focus Blast, but I figured Lapras can pretty much Perish Trap anything or whatever, so Lapras is a counter, but you know, I have other counters to Ice and Water, so I didn't really need him. But anyway, his Cross Chop didn't do very much, so I decided, you know, let's block and Perish Song this guy too. So I actually end up getting 2 kills with my Perish Trapping Lapras, which is pretty cool. You know, he didn't get a shine much when I used him in the Blazing Squirtle before, but this time he really did work. And so anyway, switch out to that Tropius on the last turn. That thing's going down. I get my little Citrus Berry Harvest action going on, and I think I've taken out like half his team already. Or no, I've only taken out 2, but that was with Lapras. Anyway, predicting Ice Beam, switch into Gary. He actually goes for a U-turn and gets the Flame Body hacks, so it's like, you know what, you're gonna freeze me, I'll burn you. That's how we play this game. He sends in his Woodchuck, and I'm obviously not gonna want to take a Waterfall. He knows I'm gonna switch, and so he sets up a substitute. And Littlefoot is just going to come in here and do his thing, you know, just wall and all that. So he uses the growth to help make his Giga Drains a little stronger. because he just decided to attack me there. Anyway, he keeps trying to do quick attacks, and they're really not doing that much without those curses. He really needs like 2 curses to even be able to break my subs, just because this guy has so much HP and it's a low base power attack. Going for the Giga Drain, breaking his substitute, and since he hasn't used curse yet, he's actually still faster than me, so he can set up subs before I Giga Drain him. But he ends up just deciding to switch out to his Lil Wayne, his Wheezing, just to take that with ease. Even though Wheezings are mostly physically bulky, Giga Drain's still not going to do much because of Tropius' weak special attack. But this little part was just pretty much me trying to be stally and a jerk, and yeah, so I'm going to speed that up as well. He keeps going for Sledge Bomb, I keep going for substitutes and whirlwinds, and see, like, I go for a whirlwind there and I sub on the switch. Just really annoying stuff. Like, it's not getting anything done since I didn't have any entry hazards up. But that was the goal with this. That's why I got the Stealth Rocks, so that this guy could like switch people out and have them be getting constant damage from those Stealth Rocks and not be able to take out his subs and whatever. I stayed in on his Absol here, thinking that I could take the hit even though I'm not invested in defense, just because he has a lot of HP left, and I do barely. Not sure why he really switched out there, because he could have kept going for those night slashes, and if I didn't get my harvest, then he could have taken that thing down pretty easily. But I guess he didn't want to get Life Orb stalled or something, so he ended up just switching out his counter to my Tropius, which is his Wheezing. And you know, since I already had a sub up, I might as well just whirlwind him out. And he ends up going to this Riptide guy again, and I knew I couldn't take another Night Slash, so I switch into Marilou, but he gets a crit on there, and it's not gonna leave her with enough health to take another hit. So Marilou's gone. I think she got off her heal bell somewhere early in the match though, so you know, she got to help Lapras out there, so Lapras isn't paralyzed anymore. And I'll send out my Splash Fight, because you know, if you're gonna have a Splash Fight, you're gonna want a Wailord on your team, alright? But he sends in a Woodchuck on that Surf, so I'm gonna have to switch out to Tropius, who can obviously wall him all day with his Giga Drain and Substitute, Whirlwind his switches or whatever. I went straight up for the Giga Drain that time instead of a Substitute, and yeah, it doesn't do anything to the Wheezing. No growths, and it's resisted. Send out my Gary here because, you know, Rock resists, whatchamacallit, it resists poison. So then I could set up or something on him. And also, oh, I predicted the Will-O-Wisp, that's why I sent him in. Yeah. So I'll set up a Shell Smash, and I didn't think I would outspeed because I'm, what's the word? He's Scarfed. That's why I thought I wouldn't outspeed. But I went for an Overheat anyway. And now I wasn't sure that I would outspeed, so I went for a Shell Smash, but I actually do somehow. And that's really a bummer, because he's going to be able to go for a Water Pulse and KO me easily with that ×4 weakness and the lower defense. So at least Gary got 1 kill out of this, but you know, he definitely could have taken out that Articuno probably with an Overheat. But oh well. Anyway, all he has left now, I think, is his Absol, his Barrel, and his Articuno, and that thing's slowly getting whittled down by the burn, which is really nice. Mix up for the lack of Stealth Rocks. It's gonna slowly whittle down his HP every turn, and we're really just trying to predict each other's switches now to get a turn of advantage. So I'm planning on going for the Whirlwind, I believe, on this turn. No, I predicted him to go for an Ice Beam, so I went for a Substitute. But he just switched out, I guess. So now he's going to try and set up his curses so that he can do enough damage to me and break my sub. So that by the time his Articuno gets in there, I don't have a sub. That's what he's trying to do. So that he can easily kill my Tropius. I'm just going to keep whirlwinding and whirlwinding. And once his Articuno's in here, I'm not scared of much. He goes for the Ice Beam. Let's see if I go for the sub, predicting that. And no, go for the Giga Drain. So get a little bit of damage done to him, which will stack up with the burn. So it looks like he's only got about 2 turns left that he can hit me with. I predict switch, or I switch, and he doesn't predict it and just goes for an Ice Beam. So now he's only got 1 turn left with this guy, He's got to make it count. All he has left is this Absol and his Bibarel pretty much. If he can get a free switch into his Articuno, he's got one hit with that, which I could easily just switch into. So not worried about Articuno anymore, that thing's pretty much dead. And he's going for a Night Slash here, and what do you know, he gets another crit, I think. I don't know, I gotta go back and see if that is a crit or not, but it might have been. Anyway, send out Splash Fight to Revenge Kill. He barely lives a Sucker Punch. That Absol is strong, and then goes for the Hidden Power Grass so that he can hurt this Bibarel when it comes in. He goes for a Quick Attack, does not do nearly as much as that Sucker Punch, and I'm able to get off a nice Hidden Power Grass there. I don't want to let him kill off Wailord just yet because I need one more thing to switch fodder in case he uses his Articuno, and then I can switch in Wailord and that will take away his burn, or the burn will kill him after that turn. So yeah, now it's looking pretty good for me. I've got this whole Tropius walling Bibarel thing. He can't switch into his Articuno without it dying, so he pretty much has to leave this thing in until it dies. But I decided to speed things up and go for the Whirlwind, switching out to his Articuno, which dies from the burn. And now all he has left is his poor little Bibarel, who won't be able to do much but sub. And I'm just gonna Giga Drain that thing for the win. So yeah, that's my NU match, my second one. The first one was really one-sided, so we decided to play a second one. But yeah, it was really fun and interesting, and it was also like really close, like down to the wire. So yeah, thanks for everybody watching, commenting, liking, and I'll see you next time. Kind of fast, but yeah, mostly it's kind of gonna be even. So he led with his Donphan. I'm just like, ooh, cool, man. You gonna set up your Stealth Rocks? Awesome. I'm just gonna set up my Trick Room, and